mother withers in pain as she recounts her last moments with one of her sons who was picked up in an ungodly hour by police. The 28-year-old second-hand shoe dealer and a digital satellite installer was bundled into an unregistered private car on suspicion of being an armed robber. That was the last time the mother will be setting her eyes on the man who has been providing the needs of the family.
Abrasifoɔ na neku akwala no menyi so obi ba behia wo abra driver eka mo ho nsia na omo betakema mo amwo ka anu mu bia ka na hwehwe bia mo mumu amoka ho bia mumu bia tue na nka mumu bia na akwala no kwa timfimfini na tue tim ka no nti enya nokore.
Inside the Kasajan home of Albert Akwesi-Donko, there is an unsettling scene of clothes and other personal items strewn about in one of the rooms. The police team ransacked Albert's room in search of evidence to incriminate him. But his uncle, Reverend Dr. Matthias Sarkodie, who led me to his nephew's room, says the police found nothing incriminating.
Deep in the night, around 2:30, the vehicle they brought over here was not a registered vehicle, and it wasn't an official vehicle of the police. The mother was even about to join them, and they took the vehicle away. Kwesi was not part of the armed robbers, so they had nothing to say, rather to inform us to be moving up and down, at least to steal time in order to have another case to present to the regional commander.
Residents allege Albert was picked after bumping into an armed robbery scene which involved some police officers, an allegation we cannot independently verify. But police sources say the deceased was shot in crossfire between police and suspected armed robbers in an attempt to arrest other accomplices. At Tachimai, headquarters of the Bono East Regional Police Command, police declined to comment on the issue. Back at Nkoranza, the killing of Albert has angered the youth who want justice for Albert. Nana Ej Bafu Romeo is convener of the Nkoranza Youth Association.
It's Albert today, but tomorrow who is next? It could be me. This is not a Nkoranza issue. This is a national issue. Please, men that we are paying with our taxes, those who are in uniform to protect us are now the people that are turning back to harm us. The youth are angry, but we are calming things down. If not, they will have been violent, there will have been chaos, but we don't want a situation or a scenario that we will lose another life. We don't want to lose any life. The streets we will hit. We just want justice. We have to display our displeasure.
The police at Techimai say the matter is being handled at the national headquarters. From Nkoranza in the Bono East region for Joy News, Oiminteria reporting.
The people of Nkoranza are very traumatized, mostly the youth. If you just look around, you can feel it. Currently, I am feeling it. I feel like it's Albert today, but tomorrow who is next? It could be me. This is not a Nkoranza issue. This is a national issue. Please, men that we are paying with our taxes, those who are in uniform to protect us are now the people that are turning back to harm us. The youth are angry, but we are calming things down. If not, they will have been violent, there will have been chaos, but we don't want a situation or a scenario that we will lose another life. We don't want to lose any life. Albert is the only one that is going to die out of this, and it should be the end. The streets we will hit. We just want justice. We have to display our displeasure. Tomorrow, being Tuesday, the youth want to just display with placards. It's just a peaceful one. It's a march. And we will present a petition to the IGP, and that petition will be presented to the police. The same way we will petition the president through our MCE. The same way we will petition our Nananom, talking about the traditional council and the Queen Mother.
Benjamin, really troubling development in Nkoranza there. But our man, Ohiming, who's been on the beat for us, is still in Nkoranza, and he joins us. Hello, Ohiming. So we just had the young man there say They were going to hit the streets today. Has that started already?
We have Ohiming Teria with us. All right, so quite a situation there in Nkoranza. What, 24-year-old man?
27.
27.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because some of the details about this entire bit. Did he witness a robbery at a point, as has been alleged?
Yeah.
Did he cite a police officer in the midst of all of this? Was this retaliatory? I mean, there are so many angles to it. Yeah. He supposedly contracted a loan of 5,000 cedis for his water business and all of that. So if he was indeed engaging in any nefarious activity, I mean, it's a whole mix. And honestly, when you look at it, both from the police and those in the community, there are tacky little bits that don't add up.
Okay, but Benjamin, the point is this, that whether the person was involved in a crime and they were picked up by the police still has responsibility over that person's safety, even in their custody.
Exactly.
So I'm told Ohiming is ready now. Hello, Ohiming. How's Nkoranza this morning, and have the youth hit the streets yet?
Good morning. Ben is from Nkoranza. I must say, yes, the youth of Nkoranza had planned a protest march and also to express their displeasure over the death of one of their own, a gentleman they say has been a very good citizen in the community. But I can report that the planned demonstration has been put on hold. The leadership tells me they pick intel that if they go ahead with this particular protest march, there's a likelihood that it could create a chaos and open avenues for criminals or miscreants among them to misbehave and have even brushes with the law. So as leadership, they took this decision to protect their sanity in this community and also, promote peace and unity among the people. But that's notwithstanding, a lot has been happening, especially from the political side. We are learning of a upcoming RESEC meeting on the issue, and we are also picking information that the Inspector General of Police was also scheduled to visit the community. So a lot is happening on the ground. And beyond this, the Traditional Council is also meeting the press to also express their sentiments on the issue. But luckily, we have the MCE for Nkoranza South, Mr. Oredu, here to speak to us on some of the decisions that Municipal Security Council, for instance, has taken on the issue and what they are doing on security as far as the death of the gentleman, Albert Donko, is concerned. So, Benis, that has been the story from Nkoranza South Municipal.
Ohiming, let's just hear your interaction with Mr. Oredu. We were told by the youth that they were going to petition the president through him. Though the march has been put on hold, has he received any petition or has he forwarded anything to the presidency?
All right, let me find out from the Municipal Chief Executive, who also doubles as chairman of the Municipal Security Council as well. So, Mr. Oredu, thanks for the opportunity to speak to us. As far as the Albert Donko story is concerned, there are a lot of speculations. People are speculating that stories that are not even linked to the issue are being brought to the fore. As head of music, what is the true story as far as the death of this gentleman is concerned?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I must say I'm grateful for having you this morning. On the 23rd of April, that was Saturday, there was a big funeral at one of the outskirts villages, precisely Bridi. So we all went, myself, the regional minister, and a host of other stakeholders. So I think we left the village around 5:30 that way. The regional chairman and his entourage were all part. So when we just got to Nkoranza, then we heard there was a robbery case just on the stretch, some few meters to Nkoranza. So the next morning, I called the police commander. Then he gave me the briefing. I even went to the extent of speaking to one of the victims who confided in me a lot of issues with regards to the happening that particular night. So the next day was Sunday. That was 24th of April. Then on that 24th day too, there's a suburb here called Sesimai. Just at the verge of entering the town, Nkoranza, a similar robbery happened there. So you can imagine, within 2 days, serious robbery cases. Then again, the NIB called to brief me about it. The police commander, the municipal police commander, I called to ask him about it. Then he gave me briefings as to how the whole thing happened. And according to his narration, they heard that there was a robbery case, and then he called on the patrol team to move there. So upon them reaching the scene, the robbers started firing at them. So they replied. So upon them realizing that their strength could not withstand that of the police, they then dashed into the bush. And then the police followed, firing behind them. So after 10-15 minutes, they decided that they should enter the bush and see. Probably if the gunshot might have wounded any of them, then they see whatever measures they have to. So they entered, and in the course of searching, they found a laptop. This is a report given to me by the Municipal Police Command. They found a laptop and some other items which they brought to the police station. And so afterwards, they had some intel from the items they gathered that there was one suspect, somebody they suspected that they had to pick up. And prior to that, they had informed the regional intelligence unit about the recent happenings of armed robbery in Nkoranza. So they were also on the standby. In fact, according to the police, the intelligence unit had been in town conducting some investigation about the previous ones. So when this one came, they added it and they were doing their search about it. So I am told that they picked one guy up. Then, according to the police, they brought him to the station, the municipal police charge office. And then after some few minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes, the guy was picked up to Techiman. And that was when I was cut off from the whole issue. So the next moment was when I heard of the agitation from the youth. So since then, we've been following, try to get people calm, cool the leadership, and also to make sure that we find justice to whoever justice is due to. So in short or in brief or in summary, that is what I can say for now.
Okay, so the gentleman that police picked, could it be the Albert Donko whose death has brought some chaos or tension in this community?
Exactly. The police commander, the municipal police commander, showed the picture to me. I demanded to know whoever had been allegedly picked. And then the picture was shown to me. In fact, the interesting issue is that I had even taught him before. He's my student back at JHS. But when he showed me the picture, I didn't recognize him until when I met the youth leadership, the conveners, that one of them I taught prompted me that, sir, it is Alberto, your students or your people who was involved in this particular issue. So
did police tell you that the gentleman in question has been shot, and did they even talked about what led to his shooting in that regard?
Not at all, not at all. According to the municipal police command, the guy did not even spend up to 30 minutes in their hands.
So for police, the gentleman is alive, right?
No. I am saying that when he was picked by the intelligence unit, according to the briefing I had from the municipal police commander, They took him to Techiman, and that was all. That was all. That was the end of the conversation I had with the police until this agitation broke up. That all this rumor started trooping in. You understand? So to that extent of telling me that he was shot, he's dead, and those things didn't come in. Those were the initial stages. Okay. It was when the protests initiated that all these rumors were coming in.
So, as head of music, help me understand this very well. The Albert Donko gentleman, is he alive, or probably he's dead and gone? So residents of Nkoranza should be informed and well informed.
As we speak, I think that was Friday. The agitation started last Thursday night. When I was away, I was in a conference in Koforidua, so I called on my divisional command and the municipal command, and looking at the fragility of the issue, it wasn't wise for them to have come to the scene. In fact, according to them, the original command instructed them not to involve in the issue because that would have triggered a lot of issues. And so the original minister, and for that matter, Resek, came in, joined hands with the traditional leadership, and then they intervened. So they were able to calm down nerves. Then that very night, I drove from Koforidua, although I had not finished the conference. But as head of music, rightly like you said, I had to come down and see to it that there was peace in Nkoranza and its environs. So Friday in the morning, regional minister came again, plus the traditional leadership, specifically Nananko Biahine. And then we met the youth. We spoke to them. They agreed. And the assurance was that we were going to dive into whatever brought about this particular issue and then bring finality to the issue. Additionally, make sure that justice, and for that matter, justice, is found for the family and the people of Nkoranza.
Yeah, you're talking about justice. My question is the gentleman, Albert, alive or dead? Because you are talking about justice. Why are you talking about justice at this stage?
Oh, sorry, I think I had answered that question. I haven't, right? No. When we met, I told you the regional police command was here. So per the briefing we had from him, the regional police command, that our beloved Donko is no more. He's no more.
How is the situation affecting security in your area here?
Yes, to some extent, it is not going down well anyway, but we are on our toes. In fact, the police, coupled with the other security agencies we have here, are working tirelessly. In fact, you see, people are trying to take advantage of what has happened. We always have bad knacks amongst us. And so when issues of this nature erupts, they also take advantage and then do certain things.
And who are these people?
That are untold. I am talking about the bad knacks amongst us. The bad knacks. It is obvious that we have criminals in every society or community. And so when issues of such nature happens, they always take undue advantage and misbehave. You understand? But I can assure you, although there are some issues that are bordering with the security, specifically the police, we cannot confirm for now because there hasn't been any conclusive investigation with regards to the issue at hand. You understand? And so I would just plead with anybody not to start pointing, accusing fingers on anybody until we arrive at the finality of the issue.
But, yes, what we know is that the gentleman was picked by police, so he was in police custody. And if we are saying that he's dead, can't we, put accusing fingers on the police? Can't we point accusing fingers on police?
It is the police that picked him, like I told you initially, and that a unit from region came and took him away from the municipality. That, according to the briefing I had, he didn't even spend up to 20 minutes with them here in the municipality. So anybody is right to at least throw that accusation once it is the police. You understand? But you see, as we speak, there are some pictures hovering around social media pointing specific hands on certain entities within the police community in Nkoranza here. That is what I'm pleading with the public, that as we stand, investigations are not conclusive. I don't even know if there are any other source of investigation, be it forensic or whatever. You understand? And so if you just jump and say it is Akosi or Abena who shot him or who killed him, I don't think you're trying to be fair to the person. I'm saying that based on what I'm seeing on social media.
But it's okay to accuse police now.
For now, I wouldn't say we should accuse them. You understand? Because the police hasn't also come out to say that we killed him or we murdered him or we shot him. We are at the stage of investigating. So I would plead that hairs cool down. Let the police do their work. If we feel that it was in the hands of the police and that we wouldn't trust them to do justice to the issue, we can call on the other security agencies. If it is so wealthy, get them to support the police.
So how are you managing the youth's agitations?
Oh, for now, we haven't had much strange issues. In fact, all the conveners are friends. Some of them I taught, some of them are relatives. So we've had it cool with them. Just that the issues that I have been discussing with them, sometimes when they meet you, media people, becomes different. But it's been cool with them. And I trust my brothers that they are even interested in the peace more than some of us. The conveners and the youths, some of them are very much interested in the peace. You heard what they told you this morning when you met them. They said, you told me that they are aware that some badness are amongst them. You told me that, right? You remember? So they know that if they don't contain the situation, some badness will take advantage, undue advantage for that matter, and misbehave. So they themselves are also protecting the security in conjunction with music.
All right, so Bernice, that is the MC for Nkoranza South, Mr. Oredu, giving us details on the issue. So if you have any further questions, you can ask him now.
Yeah, Oheming, unfortunately, we've run out of time. We'll hand over to News Desk, which is coming up shortly at 10 a.m. for further discussions on this matter. But I just want to say that there's more to this, Benjamin, on myjoyonline.com. Yesterday we heard from the Nkoranza South MP, who is actually related to this young man. And he gives us a totally different account. I would want to find out, Oheming, and when you come on News Desk, it will be good to get a response from the MCE. He tells us where the story ended for him. But since the agitation over the weekend, didn't he care to find out from the police what happened once the gentleman, according to them, was picked to Techiman? Because according to his uncle, he says about 3 or 4 hours later, the young man, in his words, was killed.
Per the family.
Per the family and the MP for the area. He was killed, and he says he has evidence to support that claim. He wonders why they were tossed up and down, go to Techiman.
For 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks. And
3 weeks.
Yes, and his mother was actually told to come to Accra with a letter to the police intelligence unit. And he decided to do that. And then later he was told that the young man had died. There are so many questions to it. Why did the police go to his house in an unregistered vehicle?
I mean, in terms of protocols, why did they do that?
Yeah.
Is he an alleged armed robber? The police should come clear on that, because that laptop in question that is spoken of, he had also, per some reports, also reported losing a laptop. So what is it? Was it his laptop that had been lost? Was it something that tied him to the crime?
Yeah,
but
the question is, why would an armed robber go to a robbery scene with a laptop in a bush? I mean, these are all questions that you want to answer.
Right.
And also, he also claims that he had witnessed a certain robbery incident involving some policemen.
A police officer.
Yes, and had divulged this information to a couple of friends, and the next day he was picked up. So there are many angles to this story. Well, we can't tell, but the question again is, why would an armed robber go to a robbery scene with a laptop? I don't know. I don't have answers, but these are all questions that come to mind when you're digesting this issue. But we've run out of time here on the show. Today, for our Citizens Microphone, we brought you our correspondent from other parts of the country sharing with us what's happening with regards to the tariff hike. So tomorrow we'll be hearing from you, our guests. Now, Benjamin.
Well, as we wrap, of course, we know that water is life. It regulates your body temperature, keeps you alive and kicking. Awake is premium purified water treated through a strict purification process to ensure that every bottle on the market refreshes you better. We have the perfect sizes for every occasion, 330 and 500 ml bottles to fit your pockets and bags, 750 ml for the heavy drinkers, and 1.5 liters for those who always want more. Bernice is joining me now. We also have introduced our special 19-liter jars for offices and homes. Now, you just need to stay awake with Awake Purified Drinking Water wherever you go. So come on, grab a bottle of Awake Water and get quality hydration. Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. Remember, for every bottle you purchase, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. It's produced by Casapreco. For bulk purchases, please call 0262 351 251. 0262 351 251.
And do you know that the income of a young entrepreneur from some selected businesses is exempt from tax for 5 years? Well, that's the case. Any young entrepreneur engaged in manufacturing, information and communications technology, agro-processing, energy production, waste processing, tourism and creative arts, horticulture and medicinal plants does not need to pay income tax on these activities for the first 5 years of operation. A young entrepreneur engaged in businesses that enjoy this initial 5-year concession will benefit from the following applicable tax rates for an additional 5 years. Accra and Tema, 15%. Other regional capitals outside the 3 northern regions, 12.5%. Outside other regional capitals, 10%. And the 3 northern regions, 5%. For further clarity and information, please contact your nearest GRA office. GRA, fairness and integrity, fairness and service. And that's how we wrap up this edition of the AM show. It's been a real pleasure serving you.
It has been. And from us to you, do have a wonderful day. Don't you forget, News Desk is up next and we'll give you more scope on the Nkoranza issue. Do have a good day.
Take care.